A CEO paid a consultant a significant amount of money, a huge amount of money. The consultant came in, did the work, delivered a full strategy document, clear diagnosis, detailed roadmap, actionable steps, but that document is sitting somewhere in somebody's laptop, in a folder, a laptop that nobody opens, a desk that nobody opens, and nothing is being done about it. If that makes you uncomfortable, stay with me. In 11 plus years of management consulting, there are patterns that I have discovered or I have seen across industries, across countries, across organization sizes, right? A CEO identifies a problem. I mean, that's good. You already have a head start compared to other leaders who don't even know what's going on with their business. So they bring in a consultant, a credible one at that, and the engagement goes well. The diagnosis, is accurate. The recommendations are clear. The roadmap is detailed. But then there is silence. Nothing happens. The strategy was good. The consultant did not fail to deliver, but still nothing happens. And this is because the organization treated consulting as an event. They showed up for the diagnosis and disappeared before the treatment. 6 months later, that same CEO is in another room telling somebody else that they have tried everything and nothing works. But here's what actually happened. They tried the diagnosis, but they skipped the implementation. And that is a real problem. Let me give you an analogy so that you can understand what I'm talking about. All right? Imagine going to a consultant and ignoring the strategy is exactly like going to a doctor. Sitting through all the tests, all the diagnosis, you collect the prescription, the drugs, everything, and then you leave it on the table and go back home. You cannot blame the medicine for not working if you never took it. Nobody would do that with their health, and I don't know why business people are doing that with their organizations. But here is why this happens. Most leaders are comfortable with the idea of change, but they are not comfortable with the process of change. The idea of change is exciting. You bring in fresh thinking, you sit in a workshop, you have a document that makes the future look possible, looks bright, looks shiny. That feels like progress. But hold on, without action, there is no progress. The process of change is disruptive. It means that you are restructuring how people work. It means having difficult conversations. It means holding the line when the organization pushes back. It means staying committed when the results are not yet visible. That is where most organizations, they lose out. Not at the strategy table, but in the follow-through. Here is a reframe I want you to take away from this video. Consulting is not a product you purchase. It is a process you commit to. You cannot outsource your way to organizational change. You can outsource your thinking. You can outsource the framework. You can even outsource the roadmap, but you cannot outsource the decision to execute. At some point, the leadership has to make a choice, a real one, not in those boardroom presentations, not in strategy sessions. I mean, in the daily decisions the organization make. The choice is this: is the discomfort of changing less than the cost of staying the same? When the answer is yes, implementation happens. But when the answer is unclear, the document stays on the shelf. So if your organization has engaged a consultant or brought in an external expertise, and the work is not moving, I want to ask you to resist the temptation to blame the strategy. Ask a harder question instead. Did leadership actually commit to the process, or did they commit to the idea? Let me give you 3 things that separates, organizations that implement from organizations that do not. First, they assign ownership, not just awareness. Every recommended action from a consulting engagement must have a named owner inside the organization, not a department, a person. If everyone is responsible, then no one is responsible. Second, they build a review rhythm into the process. So strategy without, a review structure can die quietly. The organizations that implement well are the ones that build regular, weekly reviews or fortnight reviews to track progress and to hold people accountable. Third, the CEO is visibly in the process. This is the one most leaders miss. When the CEO delegates the implementation entirely, the organization reads it as a signal that, strategy is optional. The leader's visible commitment to the process is in itself a communication. It tells the organization that this one is real. We are taking it seriously. These are not complex things, they are not complex, but they are not common things either. And the gap between common and uncommon is where organizations either grow or stall. You paid for the strategy. The thinking has been done. The roadmap exists. The only thing that is standing between where your organization is and where the strategy says it can go is a decision. A real one, made every day in the culture, in the conversations, in the commitment your leadership keeps. Implementation is not a consulting problem, it is a leadership problem. I'm OghaNobu. See the problem, fix the problem. I'll see you on the next one.